How we doing? And we're back. Anyway, on that song that we were working on 13, that was a heck of a deal, but we got a little ways down through it anyway. We got over half of the song, or pretty close to half. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've written all of the words to the song. And so I'm going to hang on to the lyrics of this, and I'll go ahead and copyright those. I already have. And so I have the lyrics in there in the process of copyright, and so I'm going to call this thing The Beginning. And what I did is at first I put up the as a caption. So when you open this up and you hear me talking, just stop it and go to the caption, take a look at it, and I copy it down at that time if you want to, or just take a look at it and then come back to what we're talking about here. But I'm going to first go ahead and just say out the words for this song. And so we're calling it The Beginning, and it's looking into a sunset, and what do I see? A silhouette of a person looking back at me. What a feeling, what a rush. Am I dreaming of a blush? I don't even know who that is. And feel in bliss. This is crazy, and I feel as ready to marry this person as an eagle is ready to build a nest. And then I have a break, or a bridge. We'll call it a bridge because that's what it really is. So I've got the chords listed out on that page as the break. And then right after that break, you see a coda sign there. And that means to go back to the beginning of the song. So we go back to the beginning, and we'll go down to where it says again, where what a rush. And then you'll also see it says second time, DS to coda. And at that time, we go back down to where the break was last time, where we left, at that coda sign, and then we start in right there. In other words, we do the first part. You can call it a chorus if you want, but you do the first part again, repeat the first part down to what a rush, then you go down to, I'm going to bring this closer to me so I can read it. Here I am struggling to read. All I do is pick it up. I'm walking toward the glow and hoping that this person will still be there. But it's getting dark and the glow is fading. My feelings are racing. My feelings of doom are replacing. Just as I realized that no one was there, I was embraced by the evening with a cool breeze and tingles of spiritual warmth all over. Okay? So those are the words. And I put the chord symbols above them. And you can, as we put the words in last time through those songs, and you can work with that. And when you get down to where the break is, the break simply is just doing a break. Now, the way that I write a song is so easy for me that going back and doing this over, which I used to work at for hours, writing different songs and getting them together, and then right after I get them together, I try to play them, and then I got to change this, change that, do all that. And over the years, I've just had something happen. And I think what that happened is that you hear of people that can only read music. Then you hear of people that can only play music by ear. So when you are not able to play by ear and you learn to play by reading music, and then as you go, and then as you learn, it's like I was showing you in the beginning, where you want to sit B in the middle or middle C, and you want to get a perspective where all the notes are, right up and down that keyboard. And then as time goes, you're actually playing by ear again for the first time, if not always, because you never really truly know. So I think what's happened for me is that that combination between reading and listening has come together. Because what I do, like this song that we've got right here, this is what I do. I just put down the chords and the writing, and just like I've shown you there. And then I just, well, now I started to sing again. As you can tell, I seem to run out of air all the time. That's because I got bad lungs. And so it stopped me from performing. I can only do maybe one song at a time, but I get her done. And so I had to switch over to where, and you'll see that when I do a song and I'm singing, it's a real deep sound, real down. Anyway, so what I do is I just, on my setup, I just drop my voice down one octave and then I sing. And it takes less air. I just get closer to the mic and it works. But what I do is I just come to the, well, I'll just show you. In other words, we're starting with looking into a sunset. So we'll just start. And this is what I do. I just sit down and I won't be able to sing, but I'll just play it. In other words, now I'm going to go to the break. And then I just start back where we're looking again, see? Anyway, like that. In other words, I just do that. In other words, if I was to sit down and do that again, it's going to be different. So what I do is I sit down and I play that all the way through, or I sing with it, with the words, while the recorder's going, and you'll be amazed. At least I am always amazed, and I look back, how did I do that? And but the thing is, that's how it's easy for me. I just simply record as I'm playing. So I would sit down first, and then I would have to, let me just go through the process, and you can get an idea where you can get to without too much problem. You need to find a rhythm that you kind of go along with, and I just picked something real quick here, but we'll see. Okay, that's kind of a R&B type of a thing. So we can get a rhythm going there as far as a beat, and then we can start our song. So let me shut it off, and I'll just start the band going, and I'll just start with looking into. So on. And then I have the opportunity of changing things. I can put in that intro. I could do something like that. Or just end it, or put in a different ending. where it comes down to, for instance, where are we here? That's it. In other words, most of those things the two of the things I just did were just things that I've played before, monkeying around, and then putting down. Some of them are pre-recorded from the manufacturer of this instrument, and so I can take what's manufactured and I can add to it, or I can just simply produce it, and because I can produce drums on here and all kinds of stuff. And most of the instruments today are like that. In other words, even the inexpensive Casios keyboards for maybe anywhere from $200 to $400 have this capability. They just don't sound as good, and they don't have the quality of it in there. Anyway, what I want you to do this week is just simply, if you can sing, just take this and put the chord down. Because see, if you're singing, you're not going to play a whole lot of stuff. You're just going to sing it, see? You're just going to go looking into a sunset, and what do I see? A silhouette. And then you can start doing this a little bit, of a person looking back at me. See, in other words, you're just going to, that would be if you're going to sing it. Now, if you're not going to sing it, then you can do all kinds of stuff. Kinds of stuff with it. So that's about as simple or about as hard. So just take your chords and your words and take what you had from last week. If you're going to sing with that, as we were trying to put together, I was trying to put together, we were both doing it together, that's not bad at all. In other words, just go ahead and learn how to do that, and then carry on and do the break. Do a little ad-libbing down there. If worse comes to worse, you can just take your piano and just ad-lib that. In other words, an F chord, you just play two Fs if you want to, or whatever you want to do, or play the chord. And just, it's F, so just... and just make something up. To the beginning of the song again. Now I'm down to I'm dreaming again, so you'll get down there now. See, when I start get going, I forget everything altogether and just, I don't know, it just comes out, and so I play it, and then I record it, and then there's the song. And that's how I do it. But see, I could not do that at first. I didn't know what to do. I would come up here, I'd find the chord just like we all do. That C chord, so Okay, now what do I do with it? Well, I know it's these three keys here, right? So what do I do with that? I go, in other words, I just could not get any feeling into it. Well, see, first we have to get to where we can just know these notes. So we come down here, and then we know that this is a ninth. Okay, this is a minor. This is an augmented. This is a G, major seventh. And then a seventh. So in other words, we can add those in. We got a C chord down here, just like I've been showing you on and on and on here. So I went, and you do it, all kinds of stuff. You do all kinds of stuff in there by using these variations that we've been working on. And when you get those variations up to steam, then it takes maybe 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years. But you can, within a year, be able to start playing in front of somebody. But just how, I know I've showed you the CFG, where I was playing, where I was actually just playing a C chord, where so you learn. But see, you're working on the CFG. I wish I could come out and see the people that are watching me and see what they're doing with that CFG, because it just makes me really curious. But if you subscribe to my channel, then you can make comments. Okay. Once you make a comment, I can make a comment back to you. So there is a way to communicate. So anyway, and so. I guess with that, I'm going to give it all back to you and let you keep going for it. And keep it simple. Remember, when you first start this, go to the caption up in the right-hand corner, click on it, and you'll see me slowly moving this page that I've got up here in front of me, up and down, and you can just take a look at it and you'll see everything we just did. And then take what you had from last week, ending last week's lesson, and do the break, and then start on the remainder of the song. And then next week, I'll take a summary of what I think you've got done up to that point, and we'll do a little stuff, and I'll take the new song coming out that is Ride, and what I did was I just simply took these chords with a section of wording that I put in there, and I just played it, and luckily after one line, I was able to put a song together. And that song's coming out on 3/22/2019, which is next Friday. So we'll get together on Friday again, and you'll have that tune there. Maybe I can just play it on. We'll see how it works out. And